Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of Andrewsfootball.com. Welcome to my video breakdown of the Chicago Bears. If you're new to my channel, there's this button right down here. See it? Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. My channel is scientifically proven to make all your wildest dreams come true. Here's how my breakdown videos work. I break down what I like. Then I break down what I don't like, but stick around to the very end where I break down the Vegas over-under and if you should put action down on the Chicago Bears. Now let's talk about what I like. And defense. I mean, the number one defense, against points. The Bears defense, I'm not going to break down everybody, but first of all, Eddie Jackson. I mean, what a stud this guy is. If you don't know his story, his senior year playing at Alabama, broke his leg, ended up sliding to the fourth round, but he healed completely, played like a Pro Bowler since he was a rookie. About 2 or 3 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if we were talking about Eddie Jackson being the best safety in football. This guy's just a stud playmaker, a guy that I'm absolutely in love with. This is a guy that in the secondary just makes plays after play after play. This is a guy I love. I would not be surprised if he is sooner or later he's the best safety in football. One of my draft crushes was Leonard Floyd. I loved him coming out of Georgia. If you watched him in Georgia, they used him all over the field. He really didn't play one position. They played middle linebacker, defensive end, outside linebacker. The guy did everything, so I loved when he went to Chicago and was going to play outside linebacker in this 3-4 defense. I thought this was a brilliant idea. He hasn't panned out yet, but he's in year 4 of his contract. And for those of you that don't know, if you're a first-round pick, you have a 4-year contract. 5th year is team option. Now, they could extend him, or they could say, hey, we're not going to, we're going to release you and we're not going to play you for the 5th year. Basically, it's a contract year for him. And listen, if there's some reason, hey, Leonard, if you're watching this video, if you have the opportunity, stay in Chicago. All right, listen to me. You may be able to make more money elsewhere, but if you're a good defensive player, Chicago's a great sports town. Stay in Chicago if you can. All right, I think he's going to have a big year. So if I'm Leonard Floyd, hopefully I'd stay in Chicago, and I do think he's going to have a big year. Then you have Roquan Smith, another Georgia Bulldog, started 14 games, missed the first 2, and then 14 starts, 122 tackles, 5 sacks. Now, he didn't go to the Pro Bowl because the Pro Bowl's stupid. I mean, sometimes the Pro Bowl's a popularity contest, but bottom line, when I call somebody a Pro Bowl player or Pro Bowl caliber player, hopefully you know what I mean. If it is confusing, I'll break this down a little more in another video, but bottom line, he's a Pro Bowl caliber player. He didn't go to a Pro Bowl, but he should have. I mean, this guy's just an absolute stud. And then you got Khalil Mack, of course, who arrived in a preseason trade. And bottom line, this guy was MVP candidate, not defensive MVP, NFL MVP. Very difficult to do if you're a defensive player. And this guy's just an absolute stud. It's funny, I got a friend who's a Raiders fan, and I used to tell him, why are you playing him at defensive end? Yes, I know he's a Pro Bowl defensive end, but as a linebacker in a 3-4, how they're using him in Chicago is really his strength because this guy could do so much on the football field. This guy's just an extremely, extremely good football player. And here's the thing, too. This defense, only Akeem Hicks and Prince Amukamara, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation, by the way, those two are the only guys 30. This is a young, talented, athletic defense who could be a lot better this year than last year. I mean, you got Khalil Mack, who came over in preseason. Now he's got a whole offseason. Roquan Smith, didn't start right away. Now he's got a whole offseason. This defense, in theory, could actually be better than last year, so watch out. Second thing I like is Mitchell Trubisky. Now, Chiefs fans are going to hate me, but coming out of the draft, I like Mitchell Trubisky more than I like Patrick Mahomes. Now, Patrick Mahomes is a better quarterback as of now. I mean, things could happen, but I loved Mitchell Trubisky's game. I can make a whole video of what I like about this kid, but it's not just him. His backup, Chase Daniel and Tyler Bray, were with Matt Nagy and Doug Peterson in Kansas City as the second and third string quarterbacks for a very, very long time. These two quarterbacks have been together for several years. They know the system forwards and backwards. It's funny because Matt Nagy was the quarterback's coach. Doug Peterson was the offensive coordinator here in Kansas City. Doug Peterson, of course, went to Philly and won a Super Bowl and knocked your Bears out of the playoffs last year. But even when Matt Nagy was a quarterback's coach, I'm kind of going off on a rant here, but bottom line, people were talking in Kansas City sports media that, hey, this is a future head coach. And this was back when he was quarterback's coach. So the quarterback situation is great because when he was a quarterback's coach here in Kansas City, guess who his backups were to Alex Smith? It was Chase Daniel and Tyler Bray. So one of the most underrated things in football is how you behave in the film room. How do you behave in the quarterback film room? And both these guys are guys that know the offense forwards and backwards. So taking a guy who's a very talented young quarterback, put him in the room with two guys who know the system, that have been together, is invaluable. I could actually make a strong argument that the Bears quarterback situation is the best quarterback situation as a whole in all of the NFL, because bottom line, you could actually throw in your third string quarterback and you don't have to really change anything. He knows the system forwards and backwards, and Tyler Bray's actually a very talented quarterback. I just hasn't had the opportunity to start as of yet. So, and the third thing I like about the Bears is the offensive line. It's kind of cool because I know I just said that it's a I just said that the Pro Bowl is kind of a joke, but Charles Leno, a former 7th round pick, went to the Pro Bowl, his first Pro Bowl last year, and bottom line, that's what you want. You want to draft guys in the 7th round who go become Pro Bowlers. That's just awesome. But your interior three of James Daniels, Kyle Long, and Cody Whitehair may end up being the best interior three in football. These are three really, really good players. James Daniels was a rookie last year who could just turn into a superstar. I love the offensive line situation for the Chicago Bears. So just kind of recap what I like about the Bears. Number one, defense. I mean, defense is loaded, they're athletic, and they're young. I mean, this could be a year that they're better than last year. And last year, number one defense in the NFL. I mean, great defense, could be better. I love the quarterback situation. I'm very high on Mitchell Trubisky. Love the guy. Plus, your quarterback situation as a whole. You got Chase Daniel, you got Tyler Bray, two experienced quarterbacks who've worked with Matt Nagy for many years. Both these guys know each other and are huge assets in the quarterback room, something extremely underrated. So the Chicago Bears quarterback situation as a whole is exceptionally good. Also quarterback play, and I didn't touch base on this, but they've only given up a very few sacks. Mitchell Trubisky in his 14 starts only sacked 24 times. That's a great number. And it could actually go up. The offensive line could be better this year than it was last year. So what don't I like about the Chicago Bears? The big thing is I didn't like the Jordan Howard trade. I'm a Jordan Howard fan. Certain players I like better than others. I like Jordan Howard. This was a player that, even though his production kind of was going downhill, I think getting rid of him for almost nothing was a bad move. Now, keep in mind, third-round running backs can be superstars. I mean, you got Alvin Kamara and Kareem Hunt. So David Montgomery, who's your third-round pick, a guy that I do like, could be a superstar, could be actually be an improvement, but bottom line, if you look at the Bears depth chart, if you go to Our Lads, it's Mike Davis and David Montgomery. If you go to ESPN, it's Tariq Cohen. Bottom line, the situation with running backs, you either got unproven or basically there's question marks. When you had Jordan Howard, there's no question marks. Mike Davis, that's an interesting story in itself. Very talented guy. His story is interesting. I don't want to stretch this out into too long, but there was doubts that he was going to play football again. Had a really bad leg injury. Hasn't really blossomed yet, but a guy I really liked. David Montgomery could be a star, but if you're going into this season, you're a 12-win team. You win the NFC North, and then you're going to say, hey, let's just bank on a third-round running back. Bottom line, the running back situation is unknown. It's in flux. It's something that you don't have definite answers for. I love Tariq Cohen, but he's more receiver than runner, okay? Second thing I don't like is that anytime you go and you jump up 7 wins in a season, you always come back down to earth the next season. It's inevitable. All right, you went from 5 wins to 12 wins. You're going to come back down. Okay, bottom line, Bears fans, you're not going to win 12 games this year. Okay, you're going to lose more than 4. You could be a better team. You could be 11-5 or 10-6. You could even be 9-7 and still be a better team. But you're not going to win 12 games. All right? Here's the thing. Go back to 2014. You won 5 games. Then you won 6. Then you won 3. Then you won 5. And then you won 12. Which one of these numbers don't belong? 5, 6, 3, 5, 12. Okay? You're going to come back down. Okay? I like the Bears team. There's no way you're going to have more than 12 wins. Not going to happen. Okay? Deal with it. Wow. Well, start getting upset here. Okay, bear with me. Last thing I don't like is losing Vic Fangio. I mean, this is the #1 defense in the league. Of course, he's going to take a head coaching position. But bottom line, when you lose your defensive coordinator on a team built around the defense, I mean, Chicago's a team that's better when they have a great defense. I think a Bears fan, if he's being honest with you, would rather have the Bears be 10-6 with a great defense than 12-4 with a great offense. All right, Chicago's a defensive town, and losing Vic Fangio can't help at all. It simply can't. Vic Fangio was left over from when John Fox was there, and then so when they hired Matt Nagy, you're like, okay, listen, you're the head coach, work with the quarterback, leave the defense to Vic. Well, you don't have that now. So bottom line, kind of recap what I don't like about the Chicago Bears. I don't like the running back situation. Jordan Howard's a player I really liked. Getting rid of him for almost nothing I thought was a bad move. Anytime you have a 7-game jump, you're going to come back to earth. It happened in Kansas City, all right? When Andy Reid took over, he went from 2 wins to 11. Next year, we went down to 9. All right? We might have been a better team than we at 9 games than we were at 11. You're going to lose more than 4 games this year, Bears fans. It's going to happen. And final thing, you lose your defensive coordinator. It can't help you no matter what. So what did I say? Stick around to the end where I was going to talk about the Vegas over-under. And if you should put action down on the Chicago Bears, okay, the over-under is 9, which is a great number. All right, if you bet over 9, it's even money. So if you bet $100, you'll win $100. The under is -120. So if you bet under 9, you bet $120 just to win $100. Here's the thing with the over-under is that one of the things I look at when I break down the Vegas over-under is I look at the schedule. I love the Bears schedule to start. Okay, you know you're kicking off the season at home against Green Bay. I love this game because, number one, it's at home. All right. Number two, it's against a team with a rookie head coach. I kind of like the Bears' odds on this. I'm not saying I'd wager on this game because this is a tough game to bet on. So don't bet on this one. But it's going to be fun to watch. I can't wait. I'm like, ah! All right. Next 2 games are 2 winnable road games at Denver, at Washington. After that, you got 4 straight home games. All right, realistically, going into that 4-game home stretch, you could be 3-0. Then, I mean, you could, after those 4 straight home games, you could be 5-2, 6-1. You could realistically be 7-0 going into that Philly game. And by the way, just speaking of Philly, I want you all to have a great weekend. But Monday, I'm going to break down the Philadelphia Eagles. So as far as the over-under, I like the over here because you could start off 7-0. Now, I will give you a fair warning here. After you play Detroit on Thanksgiving, you could go 0-4 in December, okay? Home game against the Cowboys at Green Bay, home against Kansas City at Minnesota. So I love the beginning, hate the ending. So I do like the over for the Chicago Bears. All right, listen, if you're one of the subscribers to Andrews Football, you already know you're one of the greatest people on planet Earth. All your wildest dreams are going to come true, but if you're new to my channel, there's this button right down here. I blew it up for you. Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Check out these playlists I got over here. It's some great stuff. Have a great weekend. I'm going to break down the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday, so hey, have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday.